Monday of the third week of Advent.
A reading from the book of Numbers. When Balaam raised his eyes and saw Israel encamped tribe by tribe, the Spirit of God came upon him, and he gave voice to his oracle. The utterance of Balaam, son of Beor, the utterance of a man whose eye is true, the utterance of one who hears what God says, and knows what the Most High knows, of one who sees what the Almighty sees, enraptured and with eyes unveiled. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your encampments, O Israel! They are like gardens beside a stream, like the cedars planted by the Lord. His wells shall yield free-flowing waters. He shall have the sea within reach. His king shall rise higher, and his royalty shall be exalted. Then Balaam gave voice to his oracle. The utterance of Balaam, son of Beor, the utterance of the man whose eye is true, the utterance of one who hears what God says and knows what the Most High knows, of one who sees what the Almighty sees, enraptured and with eyes unveiled. I see him, though not now. I behold him, though not near. A star shall advance from Jacob, and a staff shall rise from Israel. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, "Teach me your ways, O Lord." Your ways, O Lord, make known to me. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God my Savior. Teach me your ways, O Lord. Remember that your compassion, O Lord, and your kindness are from of old. In your kindness remember me, because of your goodness, O Lord. Teach me your ways, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord. Thus he shows sinners the way. He guides the humble to justice. He teaches the humble his way. Teach me your ways, O Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus had come into the temple area, the chief priests and the elders of the people approached him as he was teaching and said, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority?" Jesus said to them in reply, "I shall ask you one question, and if you answer it for me, then I shall tell you by what authority I do these things. Where was John's baptism from? Was it of heavenly or of human origin?" They discussed this among themselves and said, "If we say of heavenly origin, he will say to us, 'Then why did you not believe him?' But if we say of human origin, we fear the crowd, for they all regard John as a prophet." So they said to Jesus in reply, "We do not know." He himself said to them, "Neither shall I tell you by what authority I do these things." The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verses 2 to 7 and 15 to 7a. Balaam has a very interesting occupation. He's a professional curser, and he's famous all throughout the Palestinian area for cursing people. So the king of the Moabites calls Balaam in order to curse the Israelites, because the Israelites are entering the promised land, and every battle that they fight, they're victorious because God is leading them. Well, Balaam's job is to curse the Israelites. On his way to perform that job, first of all, his donkey refuses to move forward because there's an angel with a fiery sword impeding his path, even though Balaam can't see it. And then when he arrives, Balaam has to say what the Lord has given him to say. And he curses Israel, but his curse turns out to be more of a blessing than a curse. And then he blesses Moab, and the blessing turns out to be more a curse than a blessing. In the course of Balaam's words, we hear that a star would advance from Jacob, and a staff would rise from Israel. This is seen as a foreshadowing of the Star of Bethlehem, of the birth of Jesus, who would shepherd the people of Israel with that staff. The Gospel is from Matthew 21, 23 to 27. Jesus is asked by the chief priests and the elders, "By whose authority are you doing these things?" He's healing, he's forgiving sins, he's preaching in the name of God, proclaiming the day of the Lord. His response, well, I have a question for you. John the Baptist, was his authority from God or from a human source? The high priests know that they're trapped because if they say it's from a human source, then the people will be angry because they believed in John the Baptist. If they say it was from God, then Jesus can say, why didn't you follow him? So they say, we don't know. And Jesus responds, neither will I tell you under whose authority I do these things. This is one of those examples of the cleverness of Jesus, that he's able to outsmart the great sages of the faith. And in Israel, that was very important. That was a sign of wisdom. Now we might consider it that he was a bit of a smart aleck. In ancient times, cleverness was a way of survival. Cleverness was a way of showing that one was filled with the wisdom of God. And so Jesus shows that his authority, his wisdom is greater than that of the Pharisees, simply by not being willing to say where his authority is coming from. And may God bless us.